Hey guys, in this Red Gaming Tech video we're going to be talking about game demos, or rather the lack thereof of decent ones now. Now, if you've been gaming for any length of time, especially since say the PlayStation 1 era, you'll know how common practice it was to put game demos on the front of magazines, where you could then simply play those games and kind of use that along with a review or two to make an informed decision of whether you would actually enjoy the game. Indeed, back in the days of Mecha CD, or Sega CD if you're outside of Europe, you could actually play a few of the games for completely free. Indeed, one of the games demos that I owned, Kiko's Flying Air Squadron, I believe that's the pronunciation, for the Sega CD, if you put in a level skip code, you could actually progress past the first level which the demo was supposedly allowing you to play, and you can play the second, third, fourth and so on until you actually complete the game. So, I suppose that was a bit of a mistake on the developer's part, but there you go. Now, however, it's kind of going to the opposite. Just last night, I downloaded a couple of games for the PlayStation 3. I downloaded Sega's Sonic CD, shall I say, and I downloaded the King of Fighters latest demos. And the Sonic CD was the first one I tried. I remember playing this back in the day of course, the Sega CD, and I loaded up the game, and lo and behold, I got to play the first act of the first, level. It took a few moments to play through, and I didn't really even get to enjoy anything. It was over so fast, and it was a 300 and something megabyte file. But, I kind of carried on and played King of Fighters, where first of all I can play through arcade mode, which was very standard back in the day of the old demos. Now, all I was given was very limited training mode options and the ability to play 3-on-3 with a limited set of cast, where I couldn't even change the difficulty. So the CPU was pretty much just standing there and letting me beat on it. So it was effectively like going in training mode, yet the characters I was fighting against had very limited health. Now, back in the day, of course, that wasn't the case. Most demos, especially for fighting games, once again, allowed you to at the very least change the difficulty, so you could kind of at least get a sense of, okay, this is what's actually possible in the game. Now you're just kind of making it up as you're going along and just kind of seeing what you really can and cannot do. Now, many people use the lack of demos now as kind of an excuse, and they'll say, well, you know what, I can pirate this game because, hey, there's no demo. How am I supposed to know if I like it? I mean, after all, it's getting good reviews, but, well, can you really trust those reviews, A? And for B, reviews are subjective anyway. Just because, IGN or whomever give it a really good review, I might not enjoy it. So, you know what, I'm just going to pirate it, and then if I like it, I'll buy it. Of course, I'm not condoning this behaviour, but at the very same time, companies aren't really doing much to prevent this. The exception, largely at least, being indie developers. The indie developers are, say, trying to release a very good demo, and by the time the demo ends, you've got a really good idea of if you actually like the game or not. If you don't like it, then you don't have to buy the game, and if you do, well, you can cough up the cash, and you've got the full game. Whereas most larger developers such as Electronic Arts, they'll release a game demo, but it's kind of iffy. And to be honest, other game developers don't really do that now. Now, of course, one of the reasons for this is developing a demo actually does cost development time and cost cash. So they kind of look at it as, hey, you know what, this demo probably isn't really going to make that much of a difference to our sales, and it's going to cost us a lot of money to produce, or at the very least take away development time. But I would argue it's not the best way of going about things. They do complain about piracy, but if it's a very big title and they're confident of it, surely releasing a demo would be a good thing. Now, Gears of War 3, of course, was a very good exception to this. It actually allows you to play the beta several months before the game was fully released, almost as an apology, if you will, of putting the game back. And of course there are other exceptions. For example, Counter-Strike on the PC allows you, the new version, Global Offensive, allows you to play right now if you're in the limited beta. And of course World of Warcraft and other games give you limited access to the betas of the latest content. But And that's kind of the exception to the rule. For the most part, PC games are just as guilty as console games. So, with the advent of Live and PSN, instead of being able to, have tons and tons of new games and demos, well, we don't. We just, the demos now are either of really poor quality, or, well, they don't really exist. Anyway, I just want to kind of get your thoughts on this. I've kind of made mine very clear. So, please leave a comment below, and if possible, could you like and subscribe? Thank you very much.